Hi guys. You know how everyone is annoyed with Natasha Denona's pricings? They're like, who does she think she is? Are we getting diamonds in these eyeshadows? Is it going to make me rich? But there's someone here to take her place, guys. And this is Pat McGrath. These are her eyeshadow palettes. Now, I'm just holding up one, but I have two to show you guys. Now, Pat McGrath has left her limited edition releases behind, and she's just moved on to permanent products. She has released two kinds of lipsticks, both a matte finish and then a cream finish lipsticks. Both are in the permanent range, and then she's come out with three brand new eyeshadow palettes. I think all of the palettes are called Mothership. I think she's referring herself as mother of makeup. I think that's the reference here. So these three palettes are called Mothership 1, 2 and 3. Now actually I ordered Mothership 2 and 3 because I like the colors, but Sephora sent me 1 and 3. So since one is here, Mothership 1 is here, I thought I'd review it for you guys. Although I did not show any interest in this palette, but we have it here, so I think it's a win-win because I'm going to send this back anyways. So this is the packaging. Oh, before I forget, I didn't tell you guys why this palette is taking Natasha Denona's place. Because this retails for a whopping $125 each. Yes, each, and you get only 10 shades. I think Natasha Denona's Lila palette, the smaller size palette, I'm calling that smaller because the other shades other palettes contain, the largest is 24 shades, I think, and then the Star palette was 18 shades, and then I think the Sunset and the Lila palette had 15 shades. Now the Lila palette and the Sunset palette retails for $129. That's before tax, and you get 15 shades, as I said. And this you get only 10 shades, and this retails for $125. Yes, it's very, very expensive. So yeah. So that got me really curious. I want to see what's going on here. Why is she taking Natasha Denona's place? Anyways, guys, you got two palettes here. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get into the actual products. These are the two boxes that it came in. Now, the packaging I really like, to be honest. It's very out of the box. It has this black thread going on, and you have two plastic discs, and you just wind this thread around the other disc to securely close it. I've seen this kind of closure in legal documents, at least in India I've seen it, but this is pretty good. Do you see it? It doesn't come out. It's pretty secure. So that's the way you open it, and then you open it like this, and then both sides open up, and then you have this. This is where you have the palette. The palette came in, and then you have the names of the shades. So you see, you get only 10 eyeshadows, and yeah, that's about it. I think this is Mothership 3 Subversive, and this is Mothership 1 Subliminal. So there's just, I think this is a model, probably. This is another model, so we don't know who this person is. And the eyeshadow palettes are made in Italy, and you get 10 eyeshadows. Now, 6 of the eyeshadows contain 0.04 ounce of product, which is close to a full size. Just for reference, MAC's eyeshadows contain 0.05 ounce of product, and Urban Decay also contains 0.05 ounce of product. This is just like 0.008 ounce less, just tiny bit less. So 0.04 ounce of product for the 6 of the 10 shades, and then the other 4, it contains 0.05 ounce of product, which is like a full size. So there's a tiny bit of difference with respect to how much you get with the 6 shades and then the other 4 shades, but it's very less. I mean, the difference is not a lot. That's with the Subversive palette, and I think that same goes with this as well. I think probably these 4 shades are a particular finish. Anyways, let's take a look at the actual product, guys. These are extremely heavy. It it feels like I'm carrying two bricks. They are so heavy to the point that my hands start to get tired when I'm holding this palette up and doing my makeup. It does come with a mirror. So when I'm holding the palette up and doing a complete look, my thumb kind of gets tired holding and the palette starts slipping off. That's how heavy it is. Extremely heavy, guys. I feel it's kind of fishy that her permanent products come in such heavy, sturdy packaging, but her limited edition products, everyone complained about her packaging. Nobody liked the packaging, but you know, it's like she didn't even care about it. I don't know. But these are extremely sturdy. It's like the packaging are polar opposites. These are very, very sturdy, because 10 eyeshadows are not going to feel this heavy. So I think the entire weight is the packaging, and I cannot believe how heavy it is. It's the heaviest palette I've ever like touched. It's so heavy. It's like literally I'm holding on to a brick. So anyways, let's swatch them. And I have the Subliminal. This is 3, and it has this gold bottom. This is how you keep the palette. So I have the gold bottom. It says Pat McGrath Labs Mothership, used without caution. Shade throwing and eye ecstasy may result with prolonged use. I think that's really cute, and the palette is made in Italy. So yeah, it does come with a mirror, and these are the beautiful shades that you get. So let's get into the swatches, guys. So yeah, let's get in. The bottom row is a matte black. It's a very pigmented black, as you can see, and it also blends well. It's good. It's really good, and it performs well. And then you have a bronze brown shade, very, very brown actually, more than bronze. I think it's just a brown shade, right? More than bronze. I feel it's just a brown shade, and it's a satin finish. Then you have this black shade with a lot of shimmers. Now honestly, guys, this black shade does not work with a brush. You have to use if you're using a brush, use it wet, or use your fingers. And with your fingers, as you can see, it is extremely intense, and this is a very glamorous glittery shade. It's like filled with glitter, but I feel it's not like those matte eyeshadows where just the glitter is incorporated in it, you know. You see that very often in Kat Von D's eyeshadows and Urban Decay eyeshadows. It's like those eyeshadows, when you take it to the crease and when you're trying to blend them out, the glitter just disappears, or kind of you would see just glitter randomly spread across. But this shade, the glitter is very even, and it actually looks very beautiful even when you use it in your crease. So that is that shade. And then you have where am I? You have this, oh wait, where am I? Oh, this is the shade I actually looked at like this, but since it's a duochrome, it looks blue when you look at it straight, but when you look at it in an angle, it looks purple. So I genuinely thought I'm looking at a different eyeshadow, guys. I really thought this blue was a purple when I was looking at it in person. So that's why I was kind of confused. Why does this particular pan look blue in the video, but in person it looks purple? So since I was so confused, you can tell that how the duochrome is very strong. So that is a blue to purple shift duochrome, and it's very pigmented. You could use like a brush or a finger, whatever. And this is the eyeshadow I have in the inner and the outer corner of the eye look that I have today, on the eyelid, here and here. And then you have this white looking shade, which is actually just a topper. So it's pretty sheer, but the glitter, those glittery flakes that you have are very, very reflective. I really, really like it. I think this is a real topper shade, because they really, really transform the shades that you use underneath. More than transformation, the flakes, those glitter flakes in the topper shade is really, really reflective. It really makes a difference. when you top it up. So yeah, that is that shade. And then let's move on to the top row. This is more like a very pale gold, and it's a satin shade, and that is actually pigmented as well. You can use a brush, your finger, whatever. And then you have this like a fuchsia shade, right? Like a berry fuchsia shade. This is again like a duochrome. It has like a very deep brown maybe, or very deep berry. I don't know, there's a shift to it. This again, it works really well with a finger and also a blending brush as well. Yeah, than like a shader brush. With the shader brush you have to like build it up like say 2 layers. And then you have like a matte brown. This brown is so beautiful, guys, so beautiful. I love it. This is the shade I have in the outer corner here and here, just in the outer V of the eye look. It's very beautiful. It blends beautifully and it complements dark skin. It doesn't look that deep, but it's deep enough to create a dimension in my eye look on my complexion. Then you have this gold shade, which is, to be honest, I thought this would be like a very yellow gold, but as you can see, it's like this antique gold with green, with a hint of green in it. This is the shade I have in the center of the eyelids. Just popped it here. It's really good. Now I know it kind of looks faded now because I've had this makeup look for 8 hours now, so that is that works well with a blending brush, a flat shader brush, your fingers, everything. It's a beautiful shade. And this is a very pigmented shade, guys. It's again a duochrome with a gold and pink peach shift. This is crazy pigmented. So yeah, those are the shades, guys. Those are the shades that you get in Mothership III palette. And yeah, all in all, in this palette I really like the formula and the pigmentation and everything on this eyeshadows. Now this shade is really special because you get the most effortless and very easy smoky look with this, because all of her shades, at least let's talk about this palette first, the Mothership III. All of the shades in this palette work beautifully with a blending brush. With a blending brush and a finger. The flat shader brush, you have to build it up, say 2 layers, but a blending brush, whether it's this chunky glitter shade or whether it's a matte shade, the blending brush works beautifully with all of these shadows in this palette. In the crease over here, do you see the slight pink? This pink is a combination of this topper, this berry shade, and this duochrome that you see here. All three together, I just mixed all 3 shades together and just applied it, and it applied so beautifully without any fallout. It didn't look chunky, it didn't look it did not crumble or anything. I have to say that's something that I noticed, a similarity between Pat McGrath's eyeshadows and Natasha Denona's eyeshadows. Both formulas work so beautifully and so impeccable. They're impeccable with blending brushes and fingers. Not so much with flat eyeshadow brushes. Whether it's a shimmery shade, whether it has chunky glitter, whether it's a satin shades, whether it's a matte shades, blending brushes work beautifully with these eyeshadows. I think I really appreciate that. It's really good. Maybe it's a runway trick. Maybe they use their fingers and the blending brushes. They apply everything in the fingers and just use it to blend the edges. That way they'll be able to get a look quicker and impact the pigmentation. It's like 100%. So maybe that's something got to do with, because both of them work the runways. Wait, why do I keep saying runways? What I mean is fashion shows. So that's something I really noticed with both. That's like a pattern I noticed with both formulas. Now let's look at the Mothership I. This is the palette which I was not very interested, to be honest. It looked very bland to me. So anyways, let's get swatching. So it's it's lucky I got the wrong palette, definitely, although I wasn't interested. I got to try the other palette. So this is like a very champagne shade, and that is satin finish, as you can see. And then next you have a very cool toned brown. I just swatched this shade, which is the champagne shade, and this is the cool brown which I swatched. It's a really good, pretty eyeshadow. It blends well and everything, but I feel on my skin tone, kind of looks muddy. The color itself doesn't complement my skin tone, I feel. So, but it blends well and everything. And then again, you have like a transition shade, which is again a cool toned color, beige, cool toned beige, which is also a matte shade, which blends well. And then you have very intense foil shade, which is gold. This is that shade, which is a gold shade. It's like a yellow gold, but it's on the paler side, you know, whereas this has that very rich, it's a rich gold. So again, that's that foil shade. And then you also have another shade, which is pink to purple, kind of a duochrome shade, which is also, it has glittery and it's also foiled. So that is this shade you see. This is that pink to purple duochrome. And then you also get a matte black in this palette. You get a matte black also in here. So that is a matte black. And then you have like a very lilac, beige, gray color. Like a purplish gray beige color, which is satin finish. Again, this color doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't look very good on me. It looks kind of ashy because of that gray undertone. It is pigmented, it has good pigment, but it looks very, it doesn't complement my skin tone that much. And then again, you have like a gray color, which is also, you know, a satin finish. So if you have lighter skin tone, I think you can use these two also in your crease. I can use this shade in the crease, but I think I can't use this because it would look very ashy. But if you have lighter skin tone, I think you can use the satin shades also in the crease, because like I said, these eyeshadows work beautifully with fingers and blending brushes. And then I think we have only these two left to try, the blue and the, this is again, the white shade is a topper shade, which is blue. This again is extremely pigmented. This blue is so beautiful. So the topper shade in the Mothership I is a blue shift kind of a topper shade, and the one you have here is a pink. So yeah, these are the two eyeshadow palettes, guys. This is Mothership III and this is Mothership I. I have to say I love the Mothership III than the Mothership I. It has a lot of cool tones and it kind of looks, I feel it doesn't complement my skin tone. Complement meaning it's not all of them look ashy. I personally do not like these colors on my eyes and on my skin tone. I love this shade and this shade and this shade and this shade, but the rest, I don't know. It's not my favorite. On my eyes today, I have the Mothership III completely. Everything on the eyes is Mothership III. And because I really enjoy the shades that I have here. Now, the four shades that you get a different amount of product are those very foiled glittery shades, and they are truly so wet looking, guys. They are so beautiful. I think in the Mothership III, those four shades are this one, this one, this one, and this one. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know about this. This is also very glittery, but I don't think this is that. But anyways, now the biggest question, are these palettes worth the money? Now it's easier for me to convince myself, because if I like something and if I have funds at my disposal, I'm going to buy it. You know, it's easier for me to convince myself, but to convince others, to tell you guys that this is really worth $125. Look, there are so many indie brands which make such high quality eyeshadows, and and they have like a whole lineup where all of the eyeshadows are foiled and very, very metallic. So when you have so many options, I feel even if you seek out every single shadow that you have, and I think if you like really look around, you would be able to find a dupe for every single shade that you have here. So if you really wait a little bit, because these are permanent, so if you wait a little bit, you would see a lot of bloggers coming out on Instagram, on YouTube, coming out with dupes. So if you like really buy each of those single dupes separately, still I think it won't cost $125. So for that very reason, I can't say that this palette is worth the money. That's a logic that's actually holding me back. But otherwise, just looking at this palette just by itself, just the quality wise, it's really, really, really beautiful. I really appreciate that all of these eyeshadows, irrespective of whether it has chunky glitter or not, mattes, satins, those heavy metal eyeshadows, all of them work so beautifully with blending brushes, guys. You do not have to refrain yourself to just use the matte eyeshadows or satin eyeshadows in your crease. You can just get creative because they are so versatile. You can use they have I have to say, Natasha Denona's eyeshadows and Pat McGrath, they have this in common. They are allergic towards flat shader brush, you know, the flat eyeshadow brush. You have to like layer them a little bit when you're using the eyeshadow brush, but with a blending brush and fingers, they perform so beautifully. I was really, really impressed. I think that's probably got to do with because both the makeup artists, they work fashion shows and they have to do quick makeup, but at the same time they have the makeup look has to be super glamorous and so glittery. So I think you can achieve very, very, very glamorous, beautiful, stunning look so quickly because they blend all of these shadows irrespective of matte, satin, glittery, metallic, whatever be the finish, all of them work beautifully with blending brushes. So you can literally use any shade, any of these shades in your crease. Now as I've used I told you guys initially that I use these 3 shades in the crease here, and here of course I have the brown, and in the inner and outer corner of the lids I have the blue, and in the center I have this very old gold, kind of like antique gold shade. It's not just gold, it's not like a dirty gold, it definitely has this green reflect, as you can see. And when you use these eyeshadows wet, they give you that very wet look. It's very reflective, it's so glittery, and it's literally like jewelry to your eyes. I really like the quality. Personally, I do not like the Mothership I palette, the colors in it. I just like 3 colors, but the rest I don't think I would reach for that palette. But the Mothership III, I really like it. But yeah, that's my opinion. Whether it's worth the money, like I gave you guys a reasoning. No, I don't think these are worth the money. For a retail consumer, guys, I think these are not like never been seen eyeshadows, right? That you can definitely see that there are some unique shade. This is definitely unique shade, and maybe this is a unique shade, these two, but others you can definitely find other you know, eyeshadows from an indie brand which are very equally good. So I can't really tell you guys that this is worth the money. I can convince myself, but not others, because there are definitely options. And even if you buy the 10 of the shades separately, it's going to, let's say for example, it's going each shade that you buy is $10. That is on the expensive side. It's only going to cost you $100, and this is $125. So I feel no matter how you look at it, this is going to be expensive. But if you try and get it on the sale, I think it might be nice. But I think you probably only get like 20% off. How far are you going to get a discount, right? So yeah, that is my review, guys. Hope you guys found this video useful. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. Yeah, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.